Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, I like to move around and be kind of like engaging with the crowd. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then I do have some slides. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. Nice. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. My name is Beyonce Cox. I am a Fort Worth native through and through. And this presentation will just sum up everything about me and what led me to be where I am today. So, okay, so, hey girl, hey, how you doing? Okay, so again, I was born and raised Fort Worth, Texas. I graduated from Dunbar High School in 2018. So I am a ripe 25, I'll be 26 in March. So yes, graduated from Dunbar in 2018. I am a proud Langston University alum. I graduated in 22, and then I went on to Oklahoma State University and graduated in 2024, and I am currently wrapping up my first semester of my doctoral program at Morgan State University. Okay, family first. I would not be where I am today if it was not for my family, specifically my mother and my siblings. I am the oldest of 4, and if I have any other older siblings in the room, especially the daughters, you know, that is a big task. My first experience in leadership is being a big sister. So, that is my sister Sierra. She just turned 22 on Monday. And my little brother Chris, he will be turning 21 on Tuesday. They make me feel old. And then I also have a brother, can't see him, his name is Joel, he's also 22. But yeah, just being a role model for them has been my first experience of leadership. Okay, for the love of Fort Worth, I am a Wildcat through and through. Through and through. I went to SS Dillo Elementary. They closed my school down, y'all. Sad. But I went to SS Dillo Elementary School. From there, I went to Dunbar 6th Grade Center, which I was actually, part of the last class to walk through that building before it became the Young Men's Leadership Academy. And then I went to Dunbar Middle School, where I met Dr. Burrell. Got some other stuff going on. We're gonna cover that. And then I graduated from Dunbar High School, and we'll get into everything I did there. But Wildcat through and through, no other mascot besides a lion, unfortunately. Okay, so SS Dillo. One thing about me and my mother, she pushed education on my siblings and I. Go to school, make good grades, act like you got some sense in that classroom. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna do extracurricular activities as well, because you need to do something that's gonna occupy your time and develop your brain. So, I was a part of the after school program, and that was like my big moment of like, yes, I know what I need to do. I can have some fun, I can meet other students across the area, Fort Worth. It was really good. But I had some people, specifically some women in my life during elementary school that like set the foundation for me. So I wanted to give them their flowers today for that. So Ms. Horton, she was our principal. She left SS Dillo and went to A.M. Pate, so if you have worked with A.M. Pate, you know she don't play. Mrs. Boyd, math teacher, she didn't play as well. Mrs. Rhines was our counselor, so if we decided to show our behind in class and our parents had to be called, she would kind of be our consoling, make us feel a little bit better. Mrs. Lane, 5th grade science teacher, she's also an alum of Langston University, so me and her still connect to this day, just full circle moment. Mrs. Thompson, she was 2nd grade, I believe. And then Mrs. Barnes, I had her kindergarten through 2nd or 3rd grade. She followed us wherever we went. But at SS Dillo, our motto was making tracks to success. Dillo, where we always do our best. So from elementary school, I knew I had to show up and show out wherever I went, because that's what you do as a Dillo Wildcat. You show up, you show out. So that's where it started. Now I'm going the wrong way. Okay, Dunbar Middle School. I was a part of JCC, also known as the Junior Cadet Corps. I served as the COC. So middle school, you don't really look for leadership opportunities. You just kind of be there. You're developing, you're growing, you're finding yourself. You don't really just join certain things. But JCC kind of changed my life. That's where my discipline came in. Like, if you're gonna do what you want to do and be successful, you got to put in the work. And you have to be disciplined. So that's where that came from. I played volleyball, I was a cheerleader, I was in the book club, and then the ghost singer. I came across Miss Cummings. Miss Cummings was like that grandmother at school that you know you need to watch out for, because she's gonna call your mama if you're not acting right. She's gonna call your mama. Miss Cummings also lived down the street from my grandmother, so I seen her pretty often. But this is the time I was like really introduced to higher education. I wanted to go to TCU. TCU is expensive. It's a little challenging to get into. So, you know, I was like, okay, TCU, that's where my heart was set on that purple, favorite color. I can dig that. I can get down with that. So I wanted to go to TCU. She introduced me to everything TCU that you can think of. So outside of that, she was like, don't limit yourself. There's other universities, TCU is not the only one. So then I started doing my research and looking into other schools. I was like, yeah, I'm going to college. I'm going to college. Maybe in Texas, maybe not, we'll see, but we're gonna go to college. And then motivation, dedication, along with discipline. So JCC taught me discipline, but it also forced me to ask myself every day, am I motivated? Am I dedicated? Am I going to get what I said I wanted? So middle school was another stepping stone. High school, I'm a dancer. I love to dance. You put on a good song, I'll probably be in the middle of the dance floor if the vibes are right. So I was a prancing kitten. I was captain for 2 years, 2016 and 2018. Can't leave middle school and then just leave JCC, so I joined JROTC. Love that. Loved it so much, I thought I was going to the Air Force after high school. Mama said no. Mama said no, so it was college. I was also a part of Sophisticated Ladies. Our sponsor was Mrs. Williams. Mrs. Williams was phenomenal. Miss Regina Williams, I'm not sure if anybody knows her. Her name holds a little weight. So, love her. National Honor Society, and then Go Center again. So this time we're in high school. Time is cracking down. You have to make a decision where you're gonna go. What are you going to do? Education has always been at the forefront for me, so I knew I wanted to do something education. Thought I was going to be a teacher. Being a teacher is hard right now. So we was like, well, we can persevere and push through. And then the quote I have at the bottom is, Beyonce is going to be the one to go to college and graduate. So, no secret, Dunbar Middle School is not in one of the friendliest neighborhoods. We get all the stereotypical comments and looks when we step out. That's normal. We throw it over our shoulder. But most of my classmates did not go to college. Some of them went to college, but did not finish. I was kind of like the goody two-shoes in high school. Like, I hung out with everybody, I was cool with everybody, but I handled my business, because if I didn't, I knew Sean was gonna be at that school. So I behaved. And all of my classmates and friends took that as like, yeah, she gonna be the one that's actually gonna do what she needs to do and get up out of here. At the time, I felt like, dang, that's kind of shady. Like you said, I'm the only one. Like that's bad. As I got older, and I'm looking back at it, they were right. They spoke that into fruition. I graduated with a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. In May of 2029, I will have a doctoral degree. But all of that came through the Go Center. Having those people in the Go Center to like educate me on how to prep for an SAT, to make the decision if you want to take an ACT, because it's not really required for Texas schools at the time. If you want to go into education, if you want to be a nurse, what schools do you want to go to? Do you want to stay in Texas? Do you want to branch out? I also had a fear, like even though I did good in school, college is a little scary. Especially as a high school, applying for school, not knowing if you're going to get in, not knowing how you're going to pay for it. It was scary. I'm a first generation college student, so I was trying to figure this out. Of course, my mother was supportive, but we were trying to figure this thing out together. We both like, what are we doing? Don't know. So those people really poured into me and helped me make my decision. But at one point, I had a thought like, ooh, will I get accepted anywhere? I have the GPA, I have the extracurricular activities. SAT not that good. It's good, but it ain't that good. Don't know if college would be a thing for me. So, prancing kittens, dancer, end up coming across Langston University. So again, all the institutions that I identify with and align with. But Langston University, I like to say, was the best 4 years of my life. Loved it. My band director in high school is an alum of Langston University. He marched in the band there, so we would always go to Oklahoma for Battle of the Bands, homecoming, whatever it was. First time on Langston's campus, I said I would never go here ever. No, this is not for me. I knew I wanted a small school, but my school is so old and historic, it just wasn't appealing to the eye. I didn't want to go there. I didn't. But they was giving the money out. Where the money reside, we going where the money at. So I wanted to go to PV. PV plays when it comes to financial aid. Mama was like, that's a party school. You're not going there. Like, every school is a party school, what you talking about? But yeah, Jackson State, too far for her. Langston was cool. 4 hours away, right up 35, no issues. Okay, cool. Best 4 years of my life. I was in pageants, so I ran for Miss Freshman and I also ran for Miss Langston. Lost both times, but I learned something more even valuable. I can operate a pageant from start to finish with no issues. I can train a girl how to walk a pageant, everything. Like, that is my forte. I may not compete in them, but I can run them. Okay? So, pageants, I was a RA. Full circle moment now, I supervise 21 RAs and a grad assistant, all females. They be tearing me up, y'all. They tear me up. Love my ladies, but they tear me up. So I was an RA in undergrad. I was also a part of Student Government Association. I was on Student Activities Board, ambassador organizations. I ran that campus head to toe. I am Spring 20 Initiative of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And I also founded, that's all right. And then I also founded an organization on campus called Bloom, which stands for Benevolently Loving Our Own Minds, and it focuses on mental health in college students. COVID hit in the midst of my experience, and it was not good for me, and it was not good for my peers. So I had to do something about that, because we were all struggling. So I created an organization, and we would just like get together, and I would host events. We painting, we vibing out to music, we reading books, we just being creative and having fun, because everybody needs that support system. So Bloom is still operating on the campus of Langston University today. So I take pride, that's my baby. And then our motto at Langston as an ambassador is enter to learn, exit to serve. And if you want to think bad enough, go out and fight for it, because you can get it. You can do it if you want to. So Langston instilled that in me. Oklahoma State, I was like, oh, I'm a real adult now. Ooh, okay. You know, once you get those student loans, you got 6 months after you graduate to pay those back. No, we're gonna go back to school. We're gonna go back to school, and we're gonna continue to develop and educate ourselves. So I went to Oklahoma State University. My cohort was 5 ladies. I was the only Black woman in my class. 3 of us graduated. Love them dearly. But I had some experiences at Oklahoma State that, you know, coming from an HBCU to a PWI, it was kind of scary for me. It was a whole culture shock to me, if I'm being honest. But overall, I was able to bridge the gap and give back to my community. So what I did was I took everything that I learned while being at Oklahoma State, went back to Langston, 30 minutes up the road, and presented on how students can go to graduate school for free. Took out student loans for undergrad. I was not trying to pay for grad school. So I had an assistantship. I was a residential director. I supervised a building of 500 students. School full-time. I was able to have an internship at Florida A&M University, working in academic affairs and student affairs. And I had an internship at Langston University. So I took all of that, went back home to Langston, presented that to the students, and now I have 3 students who will be graduating from Oklahoma State in the spring from just passing on the knowledge. And because of all of that, when I graduated, I was awarded the Changemaker Award. So now, Langston and Oklahoma State is working for a partnership. The gap is being bridged, and students will be able to further their education, but a sense of home, because Oklahoma State is 30 minutes away. We can make it work. So, Oklahoma State was really nice. And then this is it. After this, I'm not going back to school. I'm not going back to school after this. So I'm in my first year at Morgan State University, go Bears, Baltimore, Maryland. And going in, they would tell you that, oh, your dissertation topic is going to change. And I walked in, I was like, no, it's not. I know what I want to focus on. I want to focus on the effect of campus involvement in first generation college students. I did everything at Langston and almost Oklahoma State to the point where I changed my career path. Thought I wanted to be in the K-12 setting, let's go higher education route. So now everything I do is for college students who look like me and can identify with me. First generation, first year, like whatever it is, you can get involved on campus and it can change your life completely. That's what I wanted to focus on. But then I was listening to a speaker at a conference, like Dr. Burrell said, you have that aha moment. I had an aha moment. Nobody goes to college saying, I want to major in student affairs. I want to major in higher education. It's not a major. You can't do that. You can go and major in anything you want and then graduate and then go get a master's in higher education, but you can't get a bachelor's degree. A lot of people, especially people who work at HBCUs and student affairs, they are there because of the experience they had in undergrad. Serving on Royal Court, SGA, Student Activities Board, RA, those experiences created a path for them. So I said, okay, that's what I'll do my dissertation on. And hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's the last one. I'm not trying to change it no more. But HBCU student leader to HBCU student affairs professional, I didn't choose the career, it chose me. Because that's just how it is. So I want to shed light on that because there's no literature out there either. Nobody has done this before. So I guess I'll be the first to break ground on that. And also, it's a marathon, not a race. Like, I'm trying to get up out of there, but they keep telling me, stop trying to rush it. So, May 29, we're gonna be done, I promise. But all of that brought me to remembering my why. So, the people who helped me along the way from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, those people poured into me more than I probably could have poured into myself. They saw something in me that I did not see in myself. Honestly, for those people and friends as well, like I like to tell my students, make sure you surround yourself with like-minded people. People who got something to lose, because they'll hold you accountable, and then you can hold them accountable. Those people poured into me and they held me accountable. And for that, that's why I am where I am today. Those who came before me, paying it forward, and then tossing it back to the people behind me so they can catch it too, because we all can get there. So just thinking about who came before me, the experiences they had to endure, the glass ceilings they had to break through, all of those things. If they could do it, the least I can do is keep it going, right? Those who come after me, I'm a big sister. If I'm gonna be successful, they have to be successful. Like, they don't have no option. I want a family compound, but everybody gotta bring their money. So like, we all gotta be successful. So I do it for my siblings. They are like the foundation of my why. But for everybody else, like, who is coming after me? Like, I don't have to be the only person being successful, the last person. Like, we can pay it forward and everybody can be successful. And then family and friends, love my family dearly. Like, that's probably one of the strongest weaknesses I have is family. You mentioned family, me, it's over, I'm done. And then friends, college brought me some really good friends that I love dearly, so much that you would think we just real brothers and sisters because, yeah, they're my people. And so they pour into me as well as I pour into them. And honestly, I'm in a PhD program and not an EDD program because my friends told me no. They say you're too great for that. Go do something different. So, remembering your why. Think about the people who poured into you and how you can take that knowledge and pour into other people. There's always somebody watching, if you know it or not. And if you have a dream, you have expectation or goal, set for it. Plan to achieve it. Because you can do it. Nothing is impossible. They say the sky is the limit. We have space, whatever else is out there, because we don't know. Like, nothing is a limit. There's no limitations. You can do whatever you decide to do. But just remember the people who poured into you, because that is going to always remind you back on why you're doing the things that you were doing. And that is all that I have. I hope this was a great one. This is actually my first big speech for one of my personal and professional goals, so I'm excited to be here. vice president of student affairs, maybe a president of an institution one day, and travel the country, the world, and provide trainings and keynote speeches for institutions, for students and faculty and staff. So, anybody would like to book me? Information right there. Thank y'all so much.